Now let's turn for a moment to the topic of feedback. Few words are more important than those you share when giving someone performance-related feedback. Some professionals resist giving feedback because they don't want to cause tension or conflict. Other times, they'll correctly choose to deliver needed feedback, but their delivery isn't great and, as a result, they unintentionally damage relationships. Good news, it doesn't have to be that way. The basics of delivering great feedback are pretty simple. First rule, be very specific, not general or vague. For example, never tell someone they can do better without specifying or quantifying exactly how they could perform better. You have to be concrete. So don't say, I know you can be a better salesperson, when you could say, I want you to shoot for at least 10% sales increase over the next 3 quarters in both of your territories. That's specific. Next, good feedback is always delivered positively. Even critical or difficult feedback can be delivered in a positive light. It all depends on how you frame your comments. For example, you can tell someone they failed to meet the production standard by 30%. That's a negative frame. Or you can tell them you wish to help them seize the opportunity to reach the standard during the next performance period. That's a more useful, positive frame. It's also useful to think about the amount of feedback you give. Everyone is different and has a different ability to successfully digest feedback. So only try to give what you feel they can honestly take. If you give too little, you're wasting your time. If you give too much, you risk offending them. Just think about them and strive to provide what they need without exceeding what they can take. One last thought on feedback, an often overlooked part of great feedback is ownership. So, use what we call I statements. For example, I rated you a 3 because, then explain. Or, I made this decision because. This way, it never seems as if you're blaming an issue on someone else. You're owning the situation and taking responsibility. Great communication doesn't have to be complicated. Just be proactive, use the right channels, respect and use feedback correctly, and remember to listen even more than you talk. That's strong communication.